Hello, hello. This is Ima Artify episode number 3864. Today's date is February 5, 2026. It's been almost like a morning at 9:51 a.m. All right, let's just jump into the question. All right, the question says, "What problem does my audience face again and again, both technical and emotional?" Okay, that's a really good question. First of all, what exactly is this question and why am I asking this question to myself? This is a YouTube realization question. Uh, it's a kind of like a question that I wanted to ask this question so that I would become better YouTuber or become better content creator. It's kind of like somebody giving me a realization that am I worthy enough to consider myself as a YouTuber or as a social media content creator. Okay, yeah, because of this thing na ki like being started as a YouTube is very easy. You just upload the video, you become YouTuber, right? But that is not okay. Yeah, you have to be understand so many stuff before you starting. I already started, yeah, and it's been almost like a 5 year I'm doing this thing. I haven't really achieved anything at all. Right now I have 1,700 subscriber. Okay, yeah, and in Instagram I have almost like a 12,000 follower. Yeah, so it's not really that much. Okay, yeah, I'm not really earning any kind of like some money, and I realized that it might be a kind of like a problem in me. So that's why I'm actually asking this question to myself so that I would understand what I would aware of that. Okay, am I doing good? Am I doing right? Am I, yeah, because it's a kind of like a really essential thing for me. All right. So that's why I'm actually asking this question to myself. All right. Now, regarding about the question says that what problem does my audience face again and again, both technical and emotional? Okay, so regarding about this question, this question is a very like a very vivid, very like very unique in itself. Um, okay, let me give you the answer. I'm not really sure is my answer is right. Every person is actually going through problem. Okay, yeah. Some problem are technical problem, some problem are emotional problem. Every person have both category of the problem, emotional and technical. Let's talk about technical problem. A technical problem means like that a external problem. You are going to office, traffic is there. You are kind of like a doing your work, but computer is not working. You wanted to kind of like a somebody arrive at somewhere, but probably car fail or something happened. So the problem comes externally. That is called kind of like a technical problem or external problem. Okay, yeah. The problem is actually comes from emotional too. Example is this thing that ki this morning I fight with my wife or I fought with my mother and I feel not good. Something happened and my friend is not talking to me, or maybe kind of like a something that ki my office colleague are kind of like a criticize me behind my back. These are emotional problem too. Okay, yeah, every person is kind of like a goes through same problem, you, me, everyone. Okay, now as a creator, okay, yeah, how do you supposed to solve this problem? First of all is that ki like is my responsibility to solve their problem, right? Because I do have my own problem, I do going through emotional problem, yeah, a technical problem, external problem. Okay, yeah, so why do I supposed to be care about that? Yeah, that is true. But when you are consider yourself as a content creator, or when you are consider yourself as a kind of like a simply the kind of like a like basically a startup, like a what is actually word, entrepreneur. Okay, yeah, or the person who start the business and things like that, these are meant to be solve the problem, na? Okay, yeah. As a content creator should supposed to solve the problem. But how does content creator should supposed to solve the problem? It's a very weird thing. A kind of like a content creator should supposed to be entertain, should supposed to be kind of like a feel good, right? Yeah, that is also called as a solving the problem. Okay, but how does it kind of like a solve the problem? Okay, example, you are going through stress a lot. Okay, yeah, things happen. You didn't really get promoted, or maybe something happened. Now basically this thing, you are so stressed out, and you are kind of like a going to home. Okay, yeah, sit, you kind of like a somebody take your bus. Okay, yeah, from the office to home, and you are at the bus, and you are so stressed out. So you kind of like open up Instagram or social media platform, scroll through some of the videos or reels or things like that, and you feel really good. So basically, is this thing, does content creation solve your problem? No, it does not. But it kind of like a somebody that key give you relief for a little bit period of time. But it does not solve the problem, nah. Yeah, it does not. Yeah, definitely, it does not solve the problem. But if you can solve the problem too. Like basically, internet or social media is not just meant it's not just meant to be entertain you. There are so many videos that actually exist to solve your problem too. Okay, example, that key, I been through like a things happen. I didn't really get promoted. Because of I didn't really get promoted, it's a external problem. Because of this external problem, it creates emotional problem, because I think that yeah, I'm not worthy enough to promote it or things and that. Okay, yeah, so I'm going through emotional problem as well as external problem at the same time. Okay, yeah, now I am kind of like a sitting on the bus going to the home, and I know what should I supposed to do. Suddenly there is a, you are kind of like a searching about, like basically you just wanted to, this is the problem that you had. So basically this, you are searching about internet, go to the YouTube, search about I didn't get promoted, what should I supposed to do. Obviously there will be so many videos that actually exist. You click the video, you watch the video. In the video they kind of like a tell what is actually problem, what would be the kind of like a changes you're supposed to be do inside of you and things and that. Does it solve problem? Yeah, it does solve problem. Okay, yeah, if you want to entertain, it can kind of like, it does not solve the problem, but it kind of like gives relief to you. A kind of like a weaker people does that thing. But the kind of like a people who are meant to win, they kind of like a simply try to find the problem, they find the solution. I kind of like a struggling through this problem that I didn't get promoted, look for the solution in the internet. Might be there are so many people are actually kind of like facing the same problem too, and they already kind of like posted this kind of like information on the internet. You just have to search it, watch it, apply it, right? So yeah, is content creation solve your problem, solve the people's problem? Yes, definitely yes. So basically is this thing, I have to be asked this question to myself as a content creator, as a YouTuber. Okay, yeah, how do I supposed to solve the people's problem? First of all is that you cannot able to solve the problem directly, but indirectly you can. How? Okay, yeah, understand your genre. My genre is poster design, right? I create a poster regarding about multiple genres, regarding about economics, regarding about women's safety, regarding about child education, things and that. Okay, so basically this thing, the poster that I created, it kind of like a somebody adds something value that people should supposed to be get something value. People should supposed to feel that key. Okay, yeah, this is the kind of like a things. Maybe it's not a kind of like a things that I'm kind of like a providing the kind of like a somebody like a talking head video where I'm kind of like a giving the solution. I am not that creating. I'm not kind of like a creating that piece of content, but I could resonate my creativity through kind of like a solving this issue, or maybe kind of like a somebody indicating the problem is actually exist in the society and things and that. Okay, yeah. So you have to understand the people perspective as a creator. You should supposedly look at the problem people actually facing through and things and that. Okay, yeah, if you can solve the problem, you can solve by talking head video, you give the suggestion, things and that, but still my execution of video is not meant to be talking head video, is meant to be kind of like a simply design a poster so that they would kind of like a get the value and things and that. I would supposedly focus on that, and I am focusing on that. I am kind of like a creating such a poster that matter to the people, right? I'm doing it that some people resonate, some people does not. I try my put effort as much as you could. Okay, yeah. So this is might be a kind of like some answer would be. Okay, yeah. But I have to be asked this question to myself, that why we cannot solve our problem by our own. Like basically, why do we need a kind of like a social media? Why do we need things and that? Dude, it's just like that, na ki, okay, yeah. The problem that you are facing, you are not the only one person who actually exists who kind of like a facing the similar problem. There might be so many people who already faced those problems before. Okay, you are not the special one. You might have a kind of like a assembly problem that might be kind of like something different, or might be kind of like something unique. Okay, yeah, but there is always be a solution is actually exist. Just look for it. Most of the people, what does they do? They just don't solve the problem, they just run away from the problem. Okay, yeah, and that is not good. I am so much stressed, I am scrolling through reels, I feel really good, I'm fine, but that is not solving the problem. It might kind of like it gives you relief for particular period of time, but it's not solving the problem. And most of people does that thing. Okay, most of people does that thing too. Do I does that thing? Am I kind of like simply do that thing? Well, I didn't really scroll the reel, okay, because I don't really have a kind of like assembly. Like I have social media app, okay, it's not really that, but I didn't really scroll the reel. I watch long form of video, and in the long form of video, I get most of the solution. If I want to entertain, I watch kind of like a dancing video. It's not really that I didn't really watch. Okay, I watch dancing video, things and that, but long form video. Okay, yeah. In the long form video, it kind of like I understand, or I would take the entire information regarding about what exactly is this thing. Reel is not a vertical video, is not a kind of like assembly, a perfect, a kind of like assembly way to kind of like assembly get valuable information. You can't get from reel, or you can't get from that vertical video, because vertical video is designed to kind of like assembly getting attention more and more. Okay, it's not meant to be kind of like a giving the right information. A long form of video kind of like assembly meant to be kind of like a give you right information. It takes time, but it's really essential. You have to invest time and things and that. But most of people don't do that. Most of people kind of like scroll through internet, and I've seen so many people does that. So many children to women to old age person, everyone does that thing. Yeah. But as a creator, okay, yeah, elaborate this thing. Okay, how do you supposed to kind of like solve these kind of like some people's problem? Well, creating right poster. Okay, yeah, poster design probably. This would be kind of like some stuff that I would do. But what I realized that ki as a content creator, yes, they can make video regarding about something people might gonna watch and things and that. All right, yeah. But as a kind of like assembly the startup people, or the people who kind of like assembly running the startup and things like that, they actually solve the problem. Yeah, like they are meant to be solve the problem. Okay, yeah, the entrepreneur are meant to be kind of like solve a problem. Okay, yeah. How is that? Let's just say book rental service. Okay, yeah, if I started a kind of like a business, a book rental service, okay, yeah, I am providing book to the people, so that people should supposed to be rent the book for very less amount of price. They will not able, they are not kind of like a spend too much amount of money to buy the book. They just rent the book for just couple of weeks, they read it and they will return it. Okay, yeah, it's not really burden to kind of like them to kind of like read so many books, or kind of like paid so much amount of money for a book. Yeah, so you might kind of like solve one specific problem, things and that. But yeah, every problems are actually exist in this world. You just have to look through it, find it probably. Yeah, so this is a kind of like actually my answer. what problem does my audience face again and again, both technical and emotional problem. What problem they kind of like a face a problem, emotional, external, like so many things. I try to figure it out what kind of like a problem they face, and I try to kind of like a simply give them opinion or give them kind of like a design such a poster that matter to them or resonate to them. Yeah, that is the most I could do. But still, is this thing a proper solution is actually come from the talking head video. And yeah, I'm not making the talking head video, but other people does. Okay, yeah, and they kind of like give a lot of value to you to solve problems and things and that. Right. All right, this is it. This is just my opinion. Thank you.